Part 2 will serve as a quick update on my progress with the Denon AV controller. So I have made some progress. Obvious, right? I wouldn't be making the video if I hadn't made any progress. Let me show you what I've got. So what we have on the screen here is the module that I talked about in the first video, where I have wrapped the logic that I showed you to control the AV receiver in a Python HTTP server. So here's some of the modules I'm loading. Here is that logic that does the work on the receiver itself. And then I've got, excuse me, the HTTP response modules here. Now, at the moment, I'm not actually calling any of the control functions. I want to make sure that this tests appropriately before I do that. So what I will do now, I've taken this code and I've put it on a Raspberry Pi that's on the network here in the house. And so what that allows me to do is to go over here and actually run the controller. Oops, I don't want to edit it. I want to run it. So that's going to run, and it's listening on port 8095. And so with that up and running, I can issue commands to it. And so if I mimic the UI that I talked about, or more specifically, I will have a piece of middleware that actually talks to this server. So when the HTML that I craft, or ultimately the React interface that my brother crafts, will talk to this middleware, the middleware will be responsible for sending the commands to the backend server process that I just showed you. And so that middleware will issue commands that somewhat look like this. It's a little bit more detailed, but here's how I impersonate a server from the Linux command line in this case. So I'm going to do an HTTP post. -k-i basically says to ignore any security warnings, because I don't have a signed certificate or anything like that, and show me everything. The -d provides the data that I want to send to this backend server process. So key value pairs, variable name, and the values. And I think my wife's probably going to ring the dinner bell here shortly. You'll hear Google let me know dinner's ready, I think. So let me hurry up. And then finally, the server that I want to target with this command. So when I do that, I get a response of the content type. The program is designed to output that. But if I go back over to the server process running on the Raspberry Pi, you will see that it lets me know what receiver I targeted, the action, in this case a power action, and in this case I want to turn it on. It also lets me know that this would have affected the main zone on the Denon, and we detail out here that we signaled the power on command. So looking good, looking really good so far. Minor steps left to be able to actually control the receiver from this module running on the Raspberry Pi. And then we will be ready to do some UI work. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Nice to be able to make some strides here in the evening. And now I'm going to go have some dinner. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next one, in which you will see me. Take care.